the better, baby.
Best of luck.
Go blue.
Get those defenders coordinated. Team Dowdy against Team Oldmiller. Your officials today, the head official is Patty Kletcher-Porter, Lucia Perfetti, Liz Brush. They are the field judges. Marge Kondracki, is your table official. As we get going, day 3, game 5, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse from Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex. We are some, I'd say about a half hour north of Washington, D.C. Ronbeck will feed. Apuzzo was guarded carefully there. Nice intercept and takeaway swiftly. Warden on the run. She's got numbers. Trainer moves a fast break. Feed it inside. Majorana.
Joe, Team Oldmiller already showing their dominance on the field despite not winning that very first draw control of the game. Sometimes can set the tempo for a team. Team Oldmiller coming up with a huge cause turnover, which translated into a goal. All in a little more than 30 seconds. We see ball movement by Team Dowdy. However, Haley Warden stepping up, anticipating that pass being made, pushing the fast break. I love the little hesitation, quick little fake before moving it to Trainer, and then Haley Majorana, again, Syracuse teammate to Syracuse teammate. That chemistry, that knowing where your teammates are going to be at all times has been the biggest plus for Team Oldmiller.
So Majorana scores, add 12 more to her individual leaderboard total. She's had 2-goal games in each of the first 2 outings for Team Oldmiller in goal. At the draw circle, Sam Apuzzo tries for it. It comes up for a ground ball for Arsenal. Trainer, fantastic moves! A spectacular feed to Arsenal. Roll the highlight reel.
Joe, I sound like a broken record. Knowing your teammates is so very important on the field as well as off. And I do think all those fun activities that Team Oldmiller has been doing off the field has translated into their success. We see that quick little movement, Dempsey Arsenal. That's a hustle play off of the draw control. Again, pushing the tempo, fast break. But look at that flip pass by Kayla Trainer. That's knowing that her teammate is going to be at the right place at the right time. There was no question.
Absolutely insane stick work from Trainer to set up Arsenal for her 4th goal of the weekend. 2 tallies separated by just 7 seconds. Oldmiller on the board twice in the game's first 39 ticks. Quite the start for the team that has been, by many accounts, Courtney, the best of the bunch, the best of the 4 in this Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse opening weekend. Apuzzo digging in on the draw opposite of Warden. Both of these players fantastic at draw control in college. This one sky high, comes up for Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo, the leading goal scorer for Team Dowdy in blue. Dowd will swing it for a 6-on-6 set for Emily Peros. Ronbeck has been powerful. She's been quick, flashy to get to the cage. She's hovering back behind the goal. That pass to the interior was low. It gets away from Garrett. Ball down, scoop made. Give Dempsey Arsenal another 2 points for her ground ball there. Clearing time for Oldmiller. The Geico League leaderboard at the start of the day is this player, Kayla Wood, who will advance. Kayla Trainer, who's been very much involved with a couple of assists right off the bat. Each assist you get today gets you 4 points on your total. Up to the minute, this is the way the leaders are as Trainer hovers outside the 8-meter key. It's Wood just below 400. Trainer on the stuff. She scores again. Courtney, I don't think you could draw it up any better for Team Oldmiller to start this game.
Not at all. In less than 3 minutes, Team Oldmiller showing how they love to share the ball. Little 2-man game initially, looking for a pick and slip. I love the behind-the-back fake. That's the thing. Not everybody's willing to shoot a behind-the-back shot. Defenders have to make sure They're moving for that ball simply because she will shoot it behind the back.
3 goals in just over a minute. And when we watch her in super slow-mo, you can really see and understand why and how she was a disciple of the great Gary Gait.
Being creative. It's all about creativity. You are having to be on your toes if you're defending her because anything can come out of that stick. She is a true wizard with it in her hand.
Kayla will be coaching the women's team as the head coach at Syracuse. Gary Gait taking over the helm for the Orange on the men's side. The blue team, Meg Dowdy's squad, they've coughed it up twice. A couple of costly turnovers, and right off the jump, Ohlmiller has the advantage by 3. Apuzzo looks to end the run now with Katrina Dowd hiding behind the goal. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we play 6-on-6. There's a 60-second shot clock. Apuzzo's bounce shot, she scores! Sam Apuzzo.
Answering the run from Team Ohlmiller is Team Dowdy. Sam Apuzzo, not surprising right there. She had an excellent career at Boston College. But patience, diligence, and remembering 3-0, you're not down by much. Lacrosse, that game of runs, you can score a goal. We've seen it. In 8 seconds, it can be as fast as 6 seconds from that draw control. But I love how she gets her stick up there, really baiting the defender, thinking she's going to pass. However, she does a quick face dodge, takes it down the alley. Excellent finishing low and away from goalkeepers. Obviously, we've seen some awesome shots up high, but low and away is always a key when shooting on any keeper.
Sam Apuzzo, the 2018 Tewaaraton Award winner. Apuzzo has had the draw control 3 out of the first 4 to start the proceedings. Temperatures hovering in the 90s today. Warden puts this ball down, and Haley Warden comes up with a scoop. Haley Warden, who helped put James Madison on the lacrosse map with a national championship in 18. Another fast break finish. Majorana will not be stopped in tight.
Team Ohlmiller in gold, they are feeling it. Straight from the draw control, possession, their heads are up. One thing that their captain Kylie Ohlmiller has talked about, sharing the ball. And this is one of those key points. A nice little give and go, straight from that draw control. So very unselfish. Dempsey Arsenal, she could have taken a shot. However, one more move means defense is not quite prepared. When that ball is moved, goalie has to change her angles. Love the unselfish play. They think the key to their success is not worried about individual statistics, but that overall team effort.
Shooting 100% in this first quarter. Another tally for Majorana. She's hovering around 300 points overall on the individual leaderboard. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports, presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. How easy has it been for Team Ohlmiller, Courtney, in the opening quarter? They've outscored their opposition this weekend 15-3. 4-1 so far. Meg Dowdy, 29 in the blue. This is her team. There are 20 points available for each player on the roster. If you win a quarter, you get 20. If you win a game, you get 45. If you're voted MVP of the game, you get 45. Bounce shot sent wide by Garrett. So after today, the top 4 players on the leaderboard will be new captains. Monday's draft, as Apuzzo sends it wide. Monday's draft can be seen on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Joe, as much as Team Ohlmiller, I'm sure, wants to stick together, those top 4 leaders are all from Team Ohlmiller. So if things stand, they will be separated as that draft occurs into captains. And I'd be very curious, who are they going to keep? When you are feeling this much chemistry, you want to try and keep as many players together as possible.
McCone fighting for the ground ball. Wood goosed it out there for Taryn Vanthoff. Still down on the deck, and then Arsenal just swoops in, as she often does, to create that ground ball keep for Team Ohlmiller.
Excellent pressure from Sam Apuzzo, number 14 on Team Dowdy. Slowing the ball down. The more you make the opposing team have to slow, clear the ball, swing it, the more time is knocked off of their clock, less time to shoot.
Kylie Ohlmiller jogging against her respective captain there, Meg Dowdy. A marquee matchup back behind the cage at X. Ohlmiller swivels. Dowdy is so sturdy. Gets right in on the hand. Absorbing that check is Ohlmiller. Trainer was shoved. There's a whistle. We've just crossed the midway mark of this opening quarter. 8-minute frames in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. These teams playing every day on the weekend. Trainer off the roll, fires and scores! It has been a clinic for Kayla Trainer so far.
Joe, I don't think Team Dowdy was quite set up defensively. They were still trying to organize, and that's something the players love about this league. Quickness in restarts.
One goal after another. Ohlmiller's squad tearing it up. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is sponsored by Guaranteed Rates. Not far from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., lacrosse lovers watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in its inaugural season. And what a show so far from Team Ohlmiller, a 5-1 lead. As we shout out thanks to our presenting field partners at Geico. 5 of the first 6 on the board to the ladies in the gold jerseys. Fans, if you want to get even closer to the game, join the Unlimited Club for free. By downloading the Athletes Unlimited app today, you'll receive all the latest news and updates in the palm of your hand, stream digital games, unlock special access, and more. If you're looking for more than that, upgrade your membership for a whole year of behind-the-scenes access to the Athletes Unlimited seasons. Join the players in voting for game MVPs and the end-of-season awards. Visit auprosports.com to learn more about the Unlimited Club. Make your Geico Unlimited pick to unlock content from your favorite player. Speaking about Athletes Unlimited and the special athletes under that flag, 27 of them, softball, volleyball players representing 5 different countries in Tokyo with the Summer Olympics underway. How about Amanda Chittister with the walk-off base hit yesterday for the Stars and Stripes? They were looking sweet in an all-red uniform. We're talking gold and blue. Dowdy and Ohlmiller. Team Ohlmiller has the lead. 3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Ronbeck gets inside. The bounce shot scores.
Coming out of a timeout, that's absolutely the kind of change of win that you want to see. Team Dowdy capitalizing, battling for that draw control. Sam Apuzzo was able to come up with it. That's how you can make sure that you've come out and set the new tone. We see a little two-man game right there, a pick by Izzy McMahon. Ron Beck coming off of it strong. You want to make sure you turn the corner, and as a lefty with her dominant hand, we see it right there. She turned the corner, heading towards that goal cage, not fading away, using her explosiveness to put a second goal on the board for Team Dowdy.
Her first came back on Friday against Team O'Donnell. We'll see Katie O'Donnell's squad against Angie Benson's in the second game of our doubleheader today on Athletes Unlimited's digital platforms. Glad to have you on with Fox Sports, presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Katrina Dowd operates behind the cage. She's picked up by Caroline Wakefield. Wakefield and Wood, Rudkin and Pelton have been a very good defensive quartet in front of goalies Reed and Glenn. Apuzzo stick checked at the last instant. She scoops this one for Katrina Dowd. Dowd gets underneath, also gets ripped off though. The stick check and the scoop for Haley Warden. That could be 4 turnovers already against Team Dowdy as Wood races in. Wood feeds, hits the trailer there. Kennedy one more, the flick. Finds Ohlmiller, wrapped up by Dowdy. Ohlmiller drawing the double. The open player at the 8 key is Trainer. Ohlmiller from the angle, nicely stopped by Haley Hicklin. Hicklin, who nowadays is the coach of the Pitt Panthers collegiately.
They'll be having their debut next season, freshmen coming in this fall. Joe, what I love about Team Ohlmiller's offense, despite not scoring on that last one, the ball moves quickly. The quicker the ball moves, the harder it is for defense to be set and ready. If it dies in any one player's stick, which we're seeing not as quick ball movement right now for Team Dowdy, it's a little bit easier to defend.
Garrett rips it upstairs. Molly Garrett put that one into a sliver of space. The rally is on for Team Dowdy.
All right, I'm going to eat my words right now. As soon as I said it dies in any one player's stick, it's easier to defend. Not if you have speed, not if you have quickness. Molly Garrett, as soon as she received this ball, she immediately saw a lane to cage. Her team is doing a better job of spreading things out. That means slides are coming from a farther distance. Gets that stick, another lefty shot coming from that side. Maybe that's the Achilles heel for Team Ohlmiller.
Molly Garrett working off the split dodge, and you see the aftermath as the ball rattles the cage. Garrett gets her 3rd goal. Every goal you score in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you earn 12 points for your individual total on the leaderboard. Time's ticking with 1:54 to go in the quarter. If you win the quarter as a group, everybody on the roster gets 20. We have had 6 different goal scorers. Kayla Trainer, the only player to have a 2-goal game thus far, and by my count, she's also had 2 assists. Peros tidying things up with Apuzzo. Apuzzo picked up behind the cage by Warden. Apuzzo turns off the question mark. She just sent it high, and you saw how Britt Reed, the goalie, came charging out to take the angle away. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock, McMahon jitterbugs in there against Rudkin. Rudkin, who hails from San Diego, California. McMahon turns. She played her college lacrosse in the state of California, did number 50 in the blue. Great stick check there. Apuzzo ripped off by Wakefield. Caroline Wakefield, if she gets credit for that caused turnover, that's 12 more points for her.
Great individual defensive effort. She sat low, stick out in front, prepared for any dodging. Love their defensive effort. A lot of communication by Team Ohlmiller.
Haley Warden outside the 8-meter key. 35 seconds to go in the opening frame. 27 on the shot clock. Ohlmiller has to chase this one down. 4-second differential on the shot clock. Trainer spots Hallie Majorana. Majorana on the feed. Trainer works in. Off the split dodge, nothing there. Final 10 ticks of the quarter, 5 seconds to shoot. Ohlmiller jogging in, directing traffic. Majorana sent it wide. That's a shot clock violation. And the only first turnover for Ole Miller's squad in what has been a pretty picture-perfect opening frame. 1/4 of the way through regulation, and it has been the Kayla Trainer show. A magician with a lacrosse stick on Fox Sports. Beautiful day to enjoy lacrosse here, about 30 miles north of our nation's capital, where Team Ole Miller has a 5-3 lead. Our players have been asked to talk about some self-belief, a time of reflection, and how it affected their career. Let's listen in on Lindsay McCone.
I had a lot of adversity at Northwestern. I mean, something that, well, my brother passed away when I was a junior, so I had that, obviously, and I just used lacrosse as such like a way to get out of what was going on with, because he was sick with cancer, so it was like kind of my escape from reality for a bit, and it only motivated me to be a better player. And then later on in that year, my high school coach passed away in a plane crash, so I had like a double whammy of that, but I think it only let me like appreciate what I was doing and who I was playing for and what I was playing for more, and it honestly like propelled me into the place that I am today and the player that I am today, that I just like, my style of play per se is like laying it all out on the field and diving and like knocking passes to people and stuff like that. So I think I just leave it all on the field, and it's because I've been through so much off the field.
That Believe You Will was presented by Guaranteed Rate. Lindsay McCone, who always wanted to play a pro sport. Well, Courtney, believe you me, she's here now.
Lindsay McCone, she is such a workhorse. Those who watched the college game were able to see her showcasing her skills. Northwestern was a part of championship weekend. She has played every single position at Northwestern. Not many people can do that. It's midfield, defense, attack, making sure you have every knowledge of those positions. She ended at the midfield. That's why she's in such great shape as we are playing in Athletes Unlimited.
It's good to have versatility. Let's take you into the game with Kayla Trainer.
Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. So good. So good.
Kayla Trainer has done such a great job involving her teammates, but also showcasing her skill. We see right there, nice little one-handed roll dodge coming out of it. That's a lot of pressure that she's under, while she's still able to finish, shoot around that defender, as well as the goalkeeper. Tremendous talent. I mean, there's a reason why she was at the top when drafts were being picked on last Tuesday night.
Trainer and her teammates, as you can tell graphically, shooting extremely well with accuracy in the opening quarter. Kayla, a monster first frame. So those 2 goals, that's 24 points. The 2 assists, that's 8 more, that's 32. Plus she and her teammates just won 20 for winning the overall quarter. Kayla Trainer, huge totals to add to the leaderboard. Those totals will add up over the next 4 weekends, a 30-game season in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. This only league driven entirely by the athletes, and bang! The hot start continues for 21.
Dempsey Arsenal continues to do the dirty work. All that work at the draw circle, gaining yet another draw control. Right here, we see her quick reactions, tracking the ball. Little no-look pass right there to her teammate. Almost a 2-pointer by Kayla Trainer. But when you're feeling it, everybody's moving on the same cylinder. It looks too easy.
That isolation look of Trainer, you really get a good feel for her right off a draw control. And Arsenault, who is always around the circle, there to pick up another one. Wakefield, who played collegiately at Carolina, one of 8 former Tar Heels in Athletes Unlimited. Ohlmiller, who did her amateur damage at Stony Brook. We are just getting going in the second quarter. Game 5 of 30 on the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse schedule. Ohlmiller feeds inside. That was a tough catch as Allie Kennedy had that pass deflected away. Ball down. Arsenault keeps it for goal for Ohlmiller. Arsenault and Trainer will switch the point of attack. Dempsey Arsenault matched up against Molly Garrett. Trainer with 10 seconds to shoot. Ohlmiller and Trainer there, and the whistles come. Head official today is Patty Kletcher-Porter. This is going to be a player up after the foul called against McDowdy.
That yellow card was on McDowdy, on Team Dowdy. 1 minute for check to the head.
So the check to the head costs Meg some time on the sideline. Player up for Team Ohlmiller. Getting into formation quickly with Trainer operating behind the goal. Ohlmiller from the angle, the bounce shot denied there. Hicklin found that at her feet. The clearing effort is over top of Little. In a foot race there with Kennedy. Kennedy keeps it alive, but Molly Little comes back with it for Team Dowdy. McMahon busting it towards the 8-meter key. The feed inside for Dowd. That shovel shot failed. Arsenault the other way. In transition with Taryn Van Thoff, she ran right into Lindsay McCone.
Joe, at this point, super smart to settle the ball, have some patience. It's a lot of back and forth for the midfielders. There's only 9 players on the field. If you add the goalie, that makes it 10v10. So it's a lot of space to cover. Smartly, they're slowing things down, giving one another a rest after their defense just came up with a huge player down play.
Just past the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. Halfway through the shot clock. Every play matters in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Point values delivered to the individuals for goals and assists and ground balls. Each team gets 20 points when they win a quarter. Katrina Dowd with Pelton hovering there. Dowd stopping and starting. McMahon has her defender Wood hung up. Kayla comes to flush her out. McMahon gets inside. McCone outside the 8-meter key, fires that one wide as the shot clock expires.
That's a shot clock violation.
Britt Reed, who's been the starter for Team Ohlmiller in all 3 games this weekend. She's yielded the goal circle to Katie Glynn in the second half. Not only has Team Ohlmiller been fantastic offensively, but they've been buttoned up in the cage.
Yesterday, Britt Reed had 6 saves, 6 goals against. 50% save percentage is pretty darn good.
Allie Kennedy finds Ohlmiller around the horn for Trainer. 4 and change with which to work in the opening half. 6-3 for the ladies in goal. That's Team Ohlmiller. Get the whistle. Ohlmiller running over Team Benson Friday, 11-3. Another 11 points yesterday in a win over Katie O'Donnell's side. We'll see O'Donnell against Benson in the second game today. Playing in front of friends and family and special guests, and this afternoon, Courtney, paying customers. Fans in the stands, it's so great to see here at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex. You can get your tickets, AUProsports.com. Stepping in off the attack, bluffing it twice there, Kennedy. Trainer ripped off on a good trail check. McCone was there, and the shot clock expires. Off and running, Simpkins snaps it ahead on target for Molly Little. Little will push the pace. McMahon off the split dodge. Apuzzo the face dodge. Good defensive recovery, though, for Team Oldmiller getting back in the hole.
Joe, we saw Apuzzo not taking that shot. Remember, there's no shooting space calls. And she didn't take the shot. Maintain possession. If the referees feel that a defensive player is jumping into shooting space, what would have been, and standing there, nullifying a team from taking a shot consistently, that will be called a foul.
Dowd taking her time, loops it in, looking for Garrett, bothered there by Arsenal. Molly Garrett will come up with the scoop. 13 seconds to shoot for Team Dowdy in blue. Arsenal hedging there, forcing the attacker to go to the alley. Ronbeck beaten to the punch by Wood, but she didn't scoop it. That pass is picked off by the netminder, Britt Reed. Reed launches the clear out there for Allie Kennedy. As Kennedy looks to go in transition, there are 3 minutes to go in this first half. Team Oldmiller in gold on top by 3. Oldmiller feeds. Hallie Majorana snaps that pass. It's deflected and picked off nicely. Molly Garrett there on the defensive stop. Little always looks to run. That pass was over her head. Taken off the turf, natural grass field at Maureen Hendricks Field by Warden. She sees an open Kayla Trainer. Trainer already with a hat trick today, plus 2 assists. Feed it down low. Warden drawing a crowd. Trainer outside the 8-meter key. We had the first 2-point goal in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse history yesterday. Marie McCool fashioned it for Team Benson. Arsenault slicing in there. Plays for Oldmiller halfway through the shot clock.
Defensively, we're seeing a bit of a different movement right now. More of a zone style, trying to cover players inside, moving back out to their spot again. Since there's no 3 seconds or no shooting space, can try and change up what you're doing defensively, which that's certainly helped them in having the last 2 defensive stands.
Ella Simpkins brings it ahead. We talk about draw control so often. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you get 2 points for every draw control. Simpkins had 8 of them in a single game this weekend against Team O'Donnell. The point totals climb as the games go along. Every play matters. We'll crown 1 champion. There are 56 players in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 1 champion by season's end. Katrina Dowd had a couple goals yesterday. She'll team up with Lindsay McCone. McCone is hawked by Wood. Traded off to Vanthoff. 12 in the shot clock for Ronbeck. Number 12 gets in there and sent it wide. Break time for us. 1 minute, 7 seconds to play in this opening half. All eyes on Kayla Trainer throughout in what has been a dominating performance. Things happen quickly in this sport. 21 says thanks and buzzes that one to pay dirt. Lacrosse fans having a great day today watching Team Oldmiller square off with Team Dowdy, the final day of the inaugural opening weekend for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's Youth Day here at Maureen Hendricks Field. So many different initiatives being acknowledged. We want to welcome in Jazz Jackson. She's the manager of civic leadership for Becoming Unlimited. And Jazz, please do describe the racial equity working group within Athletes Unlimited that's leading this Becoming Unlimited initiative.
Totally. So the Racial Equity Working Group is a group comprised of staff and players in all sports. So that's softball, lacrosse, and volleyball. And we're just a working group that is working to expand access and increase representation throughout our sports personally and, even on the field for us.
Jazz, please give us some background into this project, Becoming Unlimited.
Yeah, so Becoming Unlimited, it's super cool. The name comes from Deja McClendon in volleyball. She's a brilliant mind. But really, some of our players are BIPOC players, so that's Black, Indigenous, and people of color. We've grown up with a little bit less exposure and a little bit harder we didn't have as many opportunities to get this exposure, right? So especially in sports like softball, lacrosse, and volleyball, where it's hard to get into unless you can really provide that opportunity for your kid. You don't necessarily get to be on the best teams, and you don't get that same college exposure that the best teams do. So really the Becoming Unlimited program is, highlighting the players that are becoming unlimited, and we are unlimited, and how we define that is, we're great on the field, but we're also great off the field. So academics and being leaders in the communities is also really, really huge for this program.
Jazz, briefly, how should people go about submitting an application to Becoming Unlimited?
Yeah, it's for high schoolers, middle schoolers that play our sports, and it's auprosports.com/becoming-unlimited.
Jazz, we appreciate it. Thanks for the great work you're doing.
Of course. Thanks so much.
That's Jazz Jackson. She's a manager of civic leadership for Becoming Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited lacrosse action continues. Final minute of the second quarter in a game between Team Oldmiller and Team Dowdy.
Joe, a fun fact about Jazz Jackson, she's a softball player who hit, I should say.
Yes.
That's a lacrosse term, who hit the first Grand Slam in league history.
Going, gone. Dempsey Arsenal for Team Oldmiller in goal with just 34 seconds to play in the frame. The opening quarter was won by Team Oldmiller 5-3. In the second quarter, Team Oldmiller has a Kayla Trainer goal, so they are attempting to sweep the first two quarters, and should they, each player on the roster would earn 20 points on their leaderboard total. The clearing effort high in the air. Dowdy comes down with it on for Simpkins. Time's a wasting, 10 seconds left. McMahon gliding in, looks for the trailer, that's Peros. She took her eyes off that feed. 4 seconds now, 3. Dowd launches one towards the goal, and the siren and horn sounds, ending the opening 16 minutes of play.
Our score, Team Oldmiller 6.
Defensive battle is what the second quarter was all about. We saw a different look from Team Dowdy. They went into a zone, seemed to have given some fits to the offensive powerhouse of Team Oldmiller in gold.
Kayla Trainer already with a hat trick. Her Team Oldmiller trying to sweep the weekend. They've been tearing it up all along.
We love our sweet spot to be in the top part of our stick. That is where you're able to most control the ball in your stick. Now what I'm doing right now is cradling. Everybody has their own unique cradle. It's all about keeping the ball in your stick while adding a little flair. As the ball moves around in your stick, the less control you have when playing the sport.
As we return here, Joe Beninati with Courtney Martinez-Connor. So what is it about this magic wand that becomes just an attachment of your hand?
It truly is an attachment for every player. Everyone likes their own different style of stringing. This is an STX Crocs Pro head. It has a special pocket on the inside. You're going to see people at the center draw using slightly different sticks. They'll string it a little bit different. We even have a goalkeeper here, right, who loves to change her color to match her team. But it's all about how you prefer, where you want that ball within your stick, and then you're able to do those amazing skills, just like Kayla Trainer.
And Katie Glynn is the color coordinator goalie for Team Old Miller. She's wearing the gold shooting stick at the moment, but when you see and think about Kayla Trainer, she has a mesmerizing way of controlling her stick that's so crafty.
Kayla learned from the best. Gary Gate obviously is going to be her counterpart, the head coach at Syracuse while she takes over the women's program, but he really elevated the women's game when he was at the University of Maryland, and all players look to him and now her. She has that new title of what can I do with my stick that many players cannot, and it's all about the stringing and your style.
So much fun to watch the game's great operate as we continue with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Kayla Trainer putting on a show on Fox Sports. We've played 2 quarters in Game 5, Season number 1, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports. Team Old Miller has the 6-3 advantage. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor with you today in the booth. Courtney, a 5-time national champion at the University of Maryland. We saw Team Old Miller jump out to such a great start. What did Meg Dowdy's team do defensively, adjustment-wise, in the second to slow them down?
They changed up their style of defense. Instead of playing a man-to-man, which Team Old Miller was picking apart due to their quick passing, they went into a zone-style defense, again, kind of clogging the middle of that 8-meter key and making it harder for shots to be taken.
We have seen Team Old Miller get off to blazing starts in these first 3 games. They did so again as we get to the highlights right off the jump.
What I love about this very unselfish play, we saw the ball start with Dempsey Arsenault, highlighted all the way to Kayla Trainer, back to Dempsey, down to Haley Majorana, and again, sharing of the ball. I love that they always have their heads up, looking for one another on the field. It's not about, I need the points, you need the points. It's what's the best play for our team. That one right there, slick stick work by Kayla Trainer.
Trainer's been exceptional. Apuzzo responded for Team Dowdy.
Quickness, head is up, a nice little give and go yet again. And that ball movement, it's hard to match foot speed. You literally can't. When the ball is in the air, it just moves much faster than any one player running. However, some 1v1s are what put Team Dowdy onto the board. Molly Garrett with a great 2-man game to the inside, taking her defender strong.
Dempsey Arsenault finding Kayla Trainer. Might as well feed the hot hand. Kayla just about scoring on everything she shot in the opening half. It's 6-3 at the break for Team Old Miller. Numbers-wise, the shots were level. The draw story, controlled by Team Dowdy.
When you win the draw, ideally that translates into goals. Turnovers have plagued them on the offensive end of the field, so I do expect for them to be a little bit more diligent on the offensive side of the field. If you are going to score, you can't be losing the ball due to silly caused turnovers. However, Team Old Miller is giving them fits because they are the ones actually causing it. They're stepping up, they're playing tight, they're all over their hands, which makes it difficult offensively to get into a rhythm.
This is the 3rd game of the weekend for these 2 teams. There'll be a draft tomorrow. The top 4 on the leaderboard, presented by Geico, will be newly named captains, will redraft for each week of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Kayla Wood, are you surprised to see a defender at the top of the list?
I'm not. She's all over the field. Obviously, she's at the center circle, so she's able to win some ground balls, some draw controls, but she is active on the defensive end. She's causing turnovers. We see Dempsey Arsenault climbing at spot number 3. She's been a huge factor as of game 2, and then game 3 today, she's continuing to roll.
The entire team for Kylie Ohlmiller's squad, top to bottom, is setting the pace on the leaderboard. Fans, it's time to earn points for watching today's telecast. Take out your phone, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple Store or Google Play Store and start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards. Stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Fans are cooling off here at Maureen Hendricks Field. The players are just about ready to heat up in quarter 3 next. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Team Ohlmiller making it look easy on the scoreboard, especially in that opening quarter. They raced out to the 5-1 advantage. They hold a 6-3 lead at the halftime break. Athletes Unlimited, they launched Athlete Causes in partnership with the Give Lively Foundation. Athletes are playing for a cause of their choice. Let's listen in on Meg Dowdy's.
Hi, my name is Megan Dowdy, and I'm playing for Play 4. Play 4 is all about bringing awareness to underprivileged areas, kids, so giving them the opportunity to play sport, because it's becoming such a big thing where kids aren't having the opportunity due to budget cuts, or they just can't afford the equipment or what have you. So I feel like I'm in this position where I can raise awareness for these underprivileged kids, and how this will help give them the opportunity to continue to play sport.
Courtney, this is such a tremendous initiative for Athletes Unlimited, because at the end of the year, the Give Lively Foundation makes a grant equal to 50% of the athletes' end-of-season bonus to their nonprofit organization. And Meg Dowdy gets back to work for the start of this third quarter, and we'll talk more about the athlete causes as this season unfolds. 5 weekends of play, 30 games total for these two teams, and again for Team Benson and O'Donnell to follow, as we look at Katie Glynn taking over in the cage for Britt Reed. This is her 4th on the season. For every goal you score in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you get 12 points on your individual total. Once our play concludes this weekend, after Team Benson faces Team O'Donnell, the top 4 on the leaderboard will be newly named captains and will redraft their own sides tomorrow night, a draft you can see on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. 7-3 advantage. Draw control for Molly Garrett. Garrett picking up 2 points for that. Ron Beck jogs in, matched up against Kathy Rudkin. And Kathy says she sees the field better now as a defender. She might not necessarily be as athletic as she was in college, but her reads are better. Fending off Ronbeck now. McMahon fires, and Glynn says, no, you don't.
I love McMahon going for that two-pointer. She's a strong.
It's the closest we've been since late in the opening quarter. Team Dowdy pulling within 3 of Team Ohlmiller as this third frame unfolds. Fans, you can own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history with the first ever Topps trading card set for professional women's lacrosse. The limited edition sets, they feature all the athletes plus additional cards about the league and randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike golden tickets. That's Nike. Sets are available to purchase now through August 27th at Topps.com. It's the only opportunity to purchase this unique collectible, so please do get yours today. Athletes like Mira Shane there would greatly appreciate it. We're taking you into the game now with Haley Hicklin.
Ball's left! Ball center! Top left, ball's top right! Ball right! Yeah, small! Top left! You're there, Em. Ball right! Center!
Courtney, it's always comforting for defenders to hear the goalie's voice telling them where the ball is, and obviously Hicklin is a good field general in that regard.
Love her communication. As a defensive player, your eyes should always be on your ball and the girl, but if you have to lose sight of one, it's the ball. So the goalkeeper continuously calling it out, just as we heard Haley Hicklin for Team Dowdy doing. It's like an extra added boost on the field.
Kayla Wood racing ahead. When we started this day of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, it was Kayla Wood on top of the Geico leaderboard overall. Top 4 players at the end of this weekend's play will be new captains. Will draft new sides tomorrow night. And so far, so very good for Team Ohlmiller. Kylie's squad trying to go a perfect 3 for 3 over this inaugural weekend. Taryn Vanthoff. Vanthoff gets to the alley, bothered by Garrett on the flip for Ohlmiller. She spots Dempsey Arsenal. 20 seconds left in the 60-second shot clock. Majorana, who has 2 today. Warden for Ohlmiller. Inside that look, comes over the top. The hitch for Majorana, but she didn't fire away. Shot clock's at 3. Pass to the inside for Trainer. She sticks it. The officials in conference, was that out of the cross in time? Did it beat the shot clock? The officials say yes, for now at least.
Joe, I'm curious if Team Dowdy is going to look to have a challenge here, whether the ball is out of the cross before the shot clock has expired. That is one of the challenges that you are able to do.
Kayla's 10th in 3 games this weekend. As we look at her finishing strike with a clock in red, is the ball out of her cross? Oh, that is close. It has to be out of the cross before the 0 hits. Kayla Trainer, having herself a banner day, gets credited with the goal, and that's her 4th. It will stand. It's 8-4 Ohlmiller.
Ready.
Every goal you score, you pick up 12 points.
It's a blue ball.
Ohlmiller on the look away. Majorana for 2. She slings it wide. So the players are getting more comfortable getting their feet set outside the 8-meter key.
Absolutely. We saw her hesitate slightly before taking that shot. Wanted to make sure it was clear because it's a red card if you hit a defensive player from the knees up. And they definitely don't want to be a player down, let alone losing Haley Majorana on the field.
Red cards are ejections in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. I'm sure the players are envious of Marie McCool, who tallied the first 2-pointer in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history and picked up 16 points for herself in the process. Dowd fakes the flip. Katrina Dowd now makes the flip to McMahon. Dowd gets it back. Wood there to defend. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Katrina Dowd, who traveled back in from Germany to play in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Garrett with 5 seconds to shoot, being encouraged by her mates to pull the trigger. Good defense, though, from Ohlmiller. Arsenault was right there in her face, and that's a shot clock violation.
Great tough body, one-on-one defense. No tremendous pushing, even though you're allowed to be more physically a presence on the defensive end of the field. They're just communicating, rotating. Sticks are up, they're on the body of Team Dowdy, making it difficult to gain space. When you don't have a lot of space, it makes it hard to get your stick and your hands free to shoot.
11 turnovers court for Team Dowdy. Those are expensive in this compressed, energetic, exciting season that is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Allie Kennedy straight away. Kennedy was on the board to start matters in this third quarter. Good defense coming from Molly Garrett. Transition time on the run. Perros, she's got numbers with Little. This is a 5-on-3. Perros closing, determined to the cage, and then she runs to the alley as Ohlmiller's defenders get back. Dowd inside, fires, good save by Glynn. Katrina was upset as she was decked inside the key. Final 33 seconds of quarter 3. Katie Glynn looking to shovel it on, bowls it out there. Picked up on the run by Wakefield. Arsenault snaps a long pass. It's flagged down by Kylie Ohlmiller. She goosed it to Taryn Banthoff. Little give and go with 14 seconds to go in the quarter. Trainer there, locked up. Ohlmiller into support. Trainer with nice work off the ground. 3 seconds to go. As the horn will blare out, we are through with 3 quarters. Kayla Trainer has done it again. She has 4 of her team's 8. Team Ohlmiller, got to be a pleasing sight to the captain underneath that eye black as she applauds her troops in gold. An 8-4 leader, tearing it up. It's a beautiful day for lacrosse, and I see that the Connor family is enjoying Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Care to make the introductions?
You see in the orange right there, my daughter, she's a 2022. She's committed to play at Syracuse for Kayla Trainer. As soon as it's open to fans, she said, I want to go. Take me to Athletes Unlimited. to see my coach and the assistant coach, Sydney Parecka. Obviously, she's on a different team, but there's a lot of CUSE alums here. They're super pumped to watch all these elite athletes.
They're all having a good time. Fans, you can join us and them at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex for game day. Tickets still available for select dates at auprosports.com/tickets/lacrosse. I see the family resemblance. It's everywhere.
Did you see the TikTok dancing? There's a song, there's a dance, anything you put on. Now the players, look at them.
You're worrying me if you're going to get me to do that. We want to say thanks to our presenting field partners today, all the good people of Geico. It's an 8-4 advantage for Team Ohlmiller. Kayla Trainer has had a perfect shooting day against netminder Haley Hicklin. Haley is tuned in with us. And Haley, when you see Kayla bearing down on you like that, what goes through your mind?
Sorry, repeat that question?
Haley, when you see number 21 in goal bearing down on you, what goes through your mind?
You know, I'm trying not to look at the player. I'm looking at the ball.
I understand that. Why is she so tough to stop?
She's got a great shot. You know, she's a talented player. But, you know, trying not to look at the player, looking at the ball. So, no problem there, but we're just going to keep rolling this half or this quarter, but we're coming out strong now.
Haley, I saw that zone defense give Team Ohlmiller some fits. Can we expect for that to continue?
Yes, you know, we're having success in the zone. We're working hard. We're forcing their hand. We're dictating their offense. They're not dictating our defense. So we're going to stay in that, and we're going to keep rolling with it.
Haley, we appreciate the thoughts. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Sure thing. Here we go, guys.
Fourth quarter soon to come. Haley Hicklin has gone the distance for Team Dowdy. As has been the custom of Team Ohlmiller throughout this inaugural weekend, they've split goaltending duties between Britt Reed and Katie Glynn. Glynn is in the cage now, trying to close things out. If you're just jumping on board with us, with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports, presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Here's your game summary. Trainer 4 for 4. Team Dowdy has been error prone with those 11 turnovers. Team Dowdy, an 8-7 loss to Team O'Donnell Friday. They beat Benson's squad yesterday 8-6. At the draw, they've had the advantage. 9-6 overall through 3 quarters in terms of possession.
Joe, that's a tough pill to swallow. When you are winning the draw, you really want to finish those opportunities offensively. We've seen shot clock violations, not even getting a shot off. We've seen caused turnovers by Ohlmiller to Team Dowdy, and that's the struggle. They need to limit that in order to get themselves back into this game.
It's Youth Day with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse here at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex. The first time we're seeing ticket sales and customers in the stands, and Molly Little is off to the races. We want to recognize the Futures program. We've seen them in attendance. Athletes Unlimited proud to be affiliated with them. As we get into it in the fourth quarter, this is the last quarter these teams will play united as Team Ohlmiller and Team Dowdy. The top 4 on the leaderboard once we're done with the second game today. Those players will be the newly minted captains. They'll draft new teams tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. You can see that draft on Facebook Live. 6-on-6 at this end of the field for Team Ohlmiller. Trainer has been lurking behind the goal most of the day. Feed it inside. That gets away from Kylie. It bounces right to Dowdy.
Great job by Ella Simpkins with that caused turnover. Her job is being one of those 3 players across the middle. She has that inside person. She's constantly switching players. That's why Kylie Ohlmiller was open for a second, but that's what zones do. They make you think that someone's open on the inside when defense is going to be there as soon as she catches the ball or right before.
Off the split dodge, it's Molly Garrett. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. All of us new to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Sam Apuzzo, bounce shot that goes wide. The inaugural lacrosse season. Athletes Unlimited has had a softball season crown a champion, Kat Osterman. A volleyball season crown a champ, Jordan Larson. One champ among the 56 players assembled for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse when it's all said and done after 30 games. Cumulative point totals for individuals and for teams. So far today, Team Ohlmiller has swept every quarter as the shot clock, 60 seconds worth, expires on Lindsay Ronbeck.
I like what Team Dowdy was doing there offensively. Just have to do it a little bit quicker. Sense of urgency, especially when you're down goals. You need to score quick, score often to get back into this game, and then you won't be playing as tight.
Majorana playing catch with the Warden. Haley Warden. Outside the 8-meter key, score from beyond that. They'll give you 2 points and you'll get 16 for yourself. Ohlmiller slowing the tempo now. Kennedy, she'll choose Arsenault. Hallie Majorana on the give and go. That was sniffed out beautifully though. Great defense by Molly Little. Little picked off that pass 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Again, that defense giving fits to Ohlmiller's team.
McCone going to goal, she scores! The former Wildcat from Northwestern gets her name on the score sheet.
Team Ohlmiller in gold, their defense looked a little surprised. They thought McCone was going to slow things down. She did not have numbers in transition. Right here, she splits 2 defenders, thinks for a second about pulling it out. And that ultimately, that hesitation, defense relaxed, and she took it hard into cage. That's smart playing. Even though you don't necessarily have numbers, nobody's backing up the cage. If you're 100% positive you're going to take it in, and she's a freight train with the ball, translating into another goal for Team Dowdy, closing that gap.
Lindsay McCone, motivated by so many things in her life, and if you missed it earlier, you heard her explain overcoming some adversity, obviously with the passing of her brother, Will, who died when she was a junior in college at Northwestern. Lindsay and her mates trying to rally back from what is now a 3-point deficit to Team Ohlmiller, with the fourth quarter time dwindling. Hot day. Players are getting plenty of refreshments. We remind you and direct you to head to auprosports.com. That's where you can get your Athletes Unlimited gear. Don't forget to follow on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. Team Ohlmiller has 8 points, 4 of them from Kayla Trainer. Let's go inside or into the game with number 21.
How do you like the all goals?
It's like yellow, but I like it.
It is yellow.
This color's good too, and I like purple.
Yeah.
I like them all. I like orange, obviously I like orange. Yeah.
You had a navy
It's a
skirt.
gorgeous color. I know, navy. Oh. Oh. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Dempsey, that was a sick job.
Kayla Trainer, every time she scores, she picks up 12 points. They give you 12 for a goal. They give you 16 for a 2-point goal in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Look at what 4 + 2 equals today, as Kayla has vaulted 2nd overall on the leaderboard. If she remains in the top 4, she'll be a captain named for tomorrow night's draft. Team Dowdy has struck 5 times, 5 different goal scorers, the last of which is Lindsay McCone. Draw possession critical now.
Joe, if you're curious of what players are talking about on the field, were you thinking jersey uniforms, colors?
What do you want to wear? Vanthoff comes up with a ground ball. 5 minutes exactly to play in regulation. We play 8-minute quarters in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Taryn Vanthoff moves the ball swiftly. Nice look away pass that was picked. Dowdy was not fooled by that little deceptive pass, and then Little was hit up high. It'll give the ball to Team Dowdy as Molly gets her goggles situated. Clearing time for Team Dowdy. Ella Simpkins has been working in back with Molly Little, Meg Dowdy, and Katie Hirsch. Defending to help out Haley Hicklin and Mira Shane. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we have facilitators on the sideline. Think advisors, supporters, helpers, if you will. Team Dowdy's facilitator is Lauren Kahn. On the other side, Amanda Johansson is helping out for Team Ohlmiller. McMahon guarded closely by Rutkin. The feed, score! Peros makes it a 2-point game.
Ball movement, embracing the pressure. That's what just made Team Dowdy on offense successful. Lindsay McMahon putting her body between her stick and her defender. Kathy Rudkin all over her hands. She's still able to find a teammate. A nice cutting Emily Paris on the inside.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Sunday, July 25, not far from the Washington Monument in our nation's capital, are we at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex, this incredible complex built by the Discovery Communications chairman John Hendricks and his wife Maureen. This stadium, this field, renamed after her in 2013. It's the home for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Team Ohlmiller in goal. Arsenal makes a break for it quickly. Her pass crossed up Kylie Ohlmiller, the captain of this team, looking for a ground ball with Hirsch on her back there. The ball bounces out of bounds. The officials will award it to the team in goal. That's Kylie Ohlmiller's side. As we swing it around, Haley Warden with her troops on top by 2. Hallie Majorana more than halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Great intercept and takeaway. Molly Little doing the heavy lifting there defensively. Allie Kennedy running with her stride for stride. Coming late, it's Molly Garrett. Team Dowdy has 6 points on the board, 6 different goal getters. 3 and change with which to work in the fourth. Stick check made by Warden, stripping the ball away from Garrett, and she comes up with a ground ball. That's 2 more points for every ground ball. On the lead, it's Allie Kennedy streaking in there looking for the fast break. Trainer, pump fake. Off the hit, she goes over the head. Ohlmiller settles and says, let's just cool it for a while.
Joe, only down by 2. Team Dowdy, if they come up with a big stop here, obviously that last play, turnover. Yet again, they carry the ball. The next 2 offensive possessions, there's plenty of time, as long as they make a stop on this one to tie up this game.
This is where the shot clock comes in. 22 seconds left in it right now. Vanthoff off the pump fake. Didn't shoot it from the bad angle. Yields it to Trainer. Majorana finds Arsenal. Skip it on through to Trainer, defended by Dowdy. That pass was low, tough catch there for Kennedy, and Team Dowdy needed the ball and a defensive stop, and they have it with 2 minutes to go. Dowdy racing ahead, the team in blue splitting its first 2 games. Team Ohlmiller in goal, winning convincingly in its first 2. This inaugural weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox, presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. McMahon off the split dodge, matched by Kira Pelton. Apuzzo taking over now. Apuzzo off the split, fires, great save, Katie Glenn. She robbed one of the game's best right there for her 5th stop in the contest. Ohlmiller has it. Team Ohlmiller with Allie Kennedy in possession, 70 seconds from victory lane, and a perfect 3-0 mark.
At this point, Team Dowdy needs to press out on the ball. Clock is winding down. They don't have much time to get it back.
About a 25-second differential. Game clock, shot clock. Trainer sent that one wide. It's picked up off the turf on the run by Little. Trailing by 2. Possession belongs to Team Dowdy. You can get 2 points if you score from outside the 8-meter key. Dowd goes inside, finds Peros, turns, she scores! Emily Peros back to back, it's 8-7.
Love the tenacity that we saw on the field, all the way from the defensive end to the offensive. Creating that turnover. Emma Simpkins pushing the ball upfield, finding an attacker's hands. At that point, you want to get it into attacking players. We talked about Katrina Dowd in the open. She has vision to feed. She can take that ball in. I think they were surprised that she fed it into Emily Peros. She acted like she was going to shoot, pump faked, fed it inside to a cutting Emily Peros, who is one of the unsung heroes on Team Dowdy. Doing all those little things, but she has put the last 2 goals on the board for Team Dowdy. Now we're down just to 1-goal game, Joe.
Those 2 tallies in 85 seconds, making it a 1-point game and a huge draw now. Garrett pops it high. Arsenal gets the ground ball for Team Ohlmiller. They can run out the clock if they maintain possession. The shot clock is turned off. 23 seconds left in the game. Warden playing keep away. Loops it over for Allie Kennedy. 10 ticks left. Team Ohlmiller. A perfect 3 for 3. Team Dowdy will win the 20 points for the 4th quarter, but the 45 for the game goes to the ladies in gold.
Our score, Team Ohlmiller 8, Team Dowdy 7. And with their 3 goals in the 4th, Team Dowdy wins the quarter. Every player on Team
Perfect
Dowdy
record for Team Ohlmiller in gold. Kylie did a great job in the draft, mixing up attack and midfielders initially, but also realizing defense wins championships and she needed to pick a solid crew. That's exactly what she did. It's going to be a shame to see this team separate. I have a feeling they're going to continue to stay at the top of this leaderboard even after our 2nd game of the day. But an excellent job of Team Dowdy fighting back to the very end.
Courtney referring to the cumulative totals that the players add up over their 3 games. Once the 2nd game is concluded today between O'Donnell and Benson, the top 4 point scorers, the top 4 on the overall leaderboard, will be new captains and will redraft their own teams tomorrow night. Kylie Ohlmiller's group did it extremely well, outlasting Team Dowdy 8-7. Another game for Team Dowdy where the deciding factor was 2 points or less. And Courtney, Kayla Trainer had a devastating first half especially.
Kayla is an outstanding offensive player. Many don't realize she began as a midfielder. Coach Gate, when she had her time at Syracuse, said, I need you to be an attacker. That left-hand side, look at those moves. She is a natural righty, but you would never be able to tell. She's a true student of the game, gets on the wall, does work tirelessly with not just her right hand, but her left, showing she can score from all over the field, whether it's inside, around the crease, stopping, having a time and room shot. She just really sees the field well.
She presents such a nice target. You can find her inside that 8-meter key so well. And Kayla Trainer is joining us post-game. Kayla, we know that you score goals aplenty, but what was clicking especially well in that opening half?
Yeah, we got off to a really hot start as a team. I think we've been doing that throughout the weekend. All 3 games we played, we got off to really good starts. So it's just like another game for us. We got hot and we went early, and then we sort of slowed down a little bit, but it was a tough, gritty win for us to come out with.
When you saw the zone defense, what did you guys talk about offensively on how to combat that?
Yeah, they put in a great zone, and it definitely got to us as an offensive unit. But we were just talking throughout the game and making small adjustments of setup and who's where. And I think we, sort of got into our rhythm for a little bit. And but overall, I mean, that was a great zone. That was a great idea by the blue team, and they did a nice job defensively.
Kayla, I hope you don't mind my picking your brain a little bit. You're likely to be a captain come tomorrow night. Which is always interested as to how attackers convert around the crease. You have a neat way of being deceptive around the goal. What's your secret?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to move the goalie. Haley's a great goalie, so the more deceptive I can be, just trying to be successful and change levels and put the ball in the back of the net.
What's the overall feeling for Team Ohlmiller after you guys had game number 3? We know a draft is coming up. How did you guys end it?
Yeah, I mean, to start, we just, we focused on chemistry, right? Moving the ball, working well together, and overall just having a lot of fun. A lot of personalities on the team, and we really enjoyed each other's company and had a lot of fun out there, and I think it really showed.
Hallie, there are a lot of tremendous scorers in this league. That's obvious. But when you look on the Team Ohlmiller side, as far as your attacker group and how you coordinated with the midfielders, what clicked so well? You guys scored very, very easily throughout this weekend.
Yeah, like I said, just playing unselfishly, right? Like just moving the ball and working well with each other, trying to get everyone involved, and not just having one person going to goal, and I think that's really worked for us. I mean, we have an incredible team, and Haley Warden, and working well with her, and Dempsey, and then Kylie and Kayla. It's been a lot of fun to play out there with all these incredible players.
Hallie, we've talked a lot about the offense, but obviously your defensive play, your goalies. Talk about them for a bit.
Wow, I mean, both goalies played unbelievable. Our defense is incredible. Credit to them. Kayla Wood on the draw circle, all weekend, just out hustling. And, defense really stepped up, and they played incredible. And I'm just happy they were on our team.
Hallie, do you have our producer in your head? You're leading me right to my next thought. Thank you very much for spending some time with us.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Well done for Team Ohlmiller, an 8-7 win over Team Dowdy. Team Ohlmiller getting great goaltending from Britt Reed and from Katie Glynn. Our Geico defensive play of the game turned in by 0-0.
I love the fact that Team Ohlmiller throughout all 3 of their games shared the net space. Some teams chose to have one keeper in cage for 3 of the quarters. However, these 2 separating fed off of one another. Sometimes it's hard to come in off of the bench, but I think you had a starter and a closer who really complemented one another well.
Closer, I like that. Katie Glynn, a job very well done by you and your mates.
Thank you.
For the defenders shaping up in front of you over these last 3 games, what did they do so well to protect you and Britt?
Oh my God, they did absolutely awesome. The communication, the slides, everything, just they locked it down for us and forced those outside shots so we could get to those, and it was just awesome.
Your feeling coming into the game, always in that second half, what did the defense talk about to kind of get you hyped on the field?
I mean, we were just ready to go. I think the biggest thing that was so awesome about our team is we took every play one at a time, and we just wanted to have fun out there, and we did.
Obviously, the goal is to win the game collectively as a team, but all of you on the Team Ohlmiller side keep adding up to your individual point totals on the leaderboard. Are you surprised if we told you that there are 2 goalies, you and your teammate Britt, who are among the top 10 before the second game today? You guys are right there on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, we just want to help our team win, and then the points are after. That doesn't matter.
Sentiments this evening, knowing that you guys are going to be going into another draft. Who are some teammates that you would love to see stick together?
I mean, I'd love to have this whole team back together. We absolutely crushed it and had so much fun.
Katie, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We really appreciate your input.
Thank you.
That's Katie Glynn, victorious netminder for Team Ohlmiller. They're making friends, signing autographs. They were golden. 3 straight victories over the weekend. Kayla Trainer, the driving force in this 8-7 victory for Team Ohlmiller. We will continue with more from Maureen Hendricks Field in just a moment.
Jump, Liddy! Jump, Liddy! Hey, guys! Guys, one last team hug. Get in here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Joe! Coach Joe! Yeah. Yes. Hey, Gold. Way to make this a hell of a weekend. 3-0, right? Last two, there were a couple the little gritty ones, but that just makes us awesome players. Right? Way to be team players. Let's go. Gold on 3, 1, 2, 3. Gold! Not done yet.
Team Ole Miller, and you see the captain right there signing autographs. They were outstanding, and it reflects on the Geico leaderboard up to the minute.
All 14 of Team Ole Miller at the top of the leaderboard. Not surprised by that. They had 3 wins on the weekend, have done a great job of working together. And all the feels in that last comment by team captain Kylie Ole Miller. She said one last hug because the chance of these players sticking together in the next draft, not that likely.
The points come up individually, they come up collectively as we look at Kylie sharing some thoughts with the fans in the stands. Our post-game efforts continue in just a few moments on Fox Sports.
I have a background in surfing. I grew up in San Diego, California. I learned in Hawaii with my dad when I was young and kind of just fell in love with it from there. Growing up, I went out with my dad a lot in the mornings and stuff like that, and we would surf together. And I thought I wanted to be a pro surfer, but of course, here we are now. So surfing was kind of really the first thing that I did, the first big sport that I got into. But then I just started taking part in other sports just because all my friends were doing it in elementary school. I just was really drawn to team sports as a kid, so I think I wanted that team aspect.
Kathy Rudkin and her team, outstanding. Team Ole Miller, 8-7 victors over Team Dowdy. Kayla Trainer scored the game winner. As we continue to reflect on the efforts, it's Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez. Connor and Courtney, I don't know about you, but if my dad took me out of bed at 5 a.m. to go surfing, I'd tell him to go fly a kite.
One of the most interesting parts, any surfer is always going to see a shark. And when I asked Kathy about that, she's seen a few. I don't know if I'd be getting back in the water after that point.
She and her dad, Jay, part of the Dawn Patrol in San Diego. Kathy Rudkin, part of Team Ole Miller, an 8-7 winner. They go 3 for 3 in this Athletes Unlimited inaugural weekend. We get to the highlights of the game today, and it started off extremely well for the team in goal. Hallie Majorana in close.
Dempsey Arsenal, who we highlighted in this game, obviously highlighted in that last clip. She was a force to be reckoned with on the draw control, getting yet another one in a row. This time, putting her name in the marker in the stat sheet for a goal. Kayla Trainer taking things over. Love her little stick work right there, behind the back shot. She is so fluid and capable of doing anything, so defense really has to be on their toes.
Sam Apuzzo has a sweet arsenal of moves as well.
Ball movement, ball movement, ball movement. That's what Team Ole Miller talked about. It wasn't about the individual effort, even though right there, Kayla Trainer taking a nice little one-handed dodge into a move, but they really worked together. They shared the ball, but then Team Dowdy started to take over.
They did. They made it interesting in the second half. They won the fourth quarter. They won all the team points, 20 points for each player, but it would be Trainer with 4 on the day, including the game winner in an 8-7 decision.
Quickness. They move together so well, but talk about movement. Izzy McMahon changing direction on a dime, mixing up her defender. And then you had Team Ole Miller answering right back. That was probably the hardest thing to overcome. When Dowdy started to make a run offensively, Ole Miller had the answer.
McCone fueling the rally. They were trailing 8-4, made it 8-5, and then it would be the Peros show for the final 2 goals for Team Dowdy.
Emily Peros did a great job of working, taking the hits inside. This is a physical game, even more physical at the pro level, but getting back up each and every time, which you love. These players are so strong and athletic.
Let's delve into the numbers. These were the stats after 32 minutes. Team Dowdy outshot Team Ole Miller, but Ole Miller had the better conversion rate.
Outshooting a team, it all has to do with where you're placing that ball. However, draws one, Team Dowdy was leading early on. When they actually started losing some draws, then that started to translate into goals. Usually it's done in the reverse, but they fought back in that fourth quarter.
Individual players get 12 points for each goal. They get 4 points for an assist. So you can do the math quickly. Kayla Trainer had a banner day, and she winds up second as of now on the Geico leaderboard. Still, defender Kayla Wood setting the pace.
I love the fact that a defender is leading statistically. Ground balls, draw controls, cause turnovers. She even got herself a goal. We have a goalkeeper in at number 4, but it just goes to show that team play translates into individual statistics.
19 in the gold uniform there. Goalie Britt Reed making friends on the concourse here at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex. Joe and Courtney continuing with our post-game thoughts. Britt Reed, Katie Glynn, they've all verbalized it to us. Not only was Ole Miller all about offense, they played solid D. What was it about the D that stood out to you?
The defensive chemistry came from communication. Right here we see low, athletic Kathy Rudkin right there. You want to make sure your feet are square right under those hips. And they just moved as a unit. You want to think about moving on a string, and that's exactly what you saw in that last clip.
Fun to watch them work. Team Ole Miller 3-0 over the weekend, and as we've been mentioning, the top 4 on the overall Geico leaderboard will be new captains. They'll draft new sides tomorrow. You figure potentially it could be 4 players from Team Ole Miller as the 4 captains. They will then divvy up the spoils as to who gets whom on the new teams to play in weekend number 2.
It's going to be very interesting to see when you separate a team of such dominant players and then you have to learn how to play with an entirely new group. You're going to want to take what worked well for your current team. And for Team Ole Miller, that's chemistry on and off the field. They were playing games off the field, which when you get to know one another, it translates.
In Athletes Unlimited, the colors will stay the same. The rosters will change. Molly Little, part of Team Dowdy. Team Dowdy involved in 3 especially close games, falling today to Kylie Ole Miller's troops by the 8-7 final decision. As Kathy Rudkin smiles for a photo opportunity, she and her mates, an unblemished mark in this initial weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's been a pleasure to have you with us on Fox Sports, presented by Geico. Kathy Rudkin, she's wondering which side she'll be on in weekend number 2. Once we get through with game 2 of the day today, Team O'Donnell against Team Angie Benson, we'll have our 4 leaders picking new sides for next week. Team Ole Miller, an 8-7 winner over Team Dowdy. That's your final score. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports. Watching the girls in gold all weekend, they were too much to overcome. Kylie Ole Miller's squad, a perfect 3-0 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.